Huh?
I got an appointment.
An appointment?
Yeah.
For what? Oh, to replace only one?
November 4th.
November 4th.
We'll be wanting to borrow your ice trough or whatever the hell it is.
Oh, you want to borrow mine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, as opposed to, I don't know anybody else that has an ice
Yeah,
trough.
no, you're welcome to.
You
We've
said-
loaned it out a couple times.
Yeah.
And you
I'll
only
put my
having
name
one?
on it. Huh?
You only having one
Yeah.
done?
I only have one bad knee.
Because what I tell people is you're gonna depend on your other knee a lot while you're fixing that one.
I have been depending on my other knee a lot.
Okay, so as long as it's
No,
not.
this was a motorcycle accident.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so I have one good knee. It's really good.
Good. Well, that's when people say, well, I got two bad knees, and I'm only gonna do one at a time. And that's really not good,
Yeah.
because you're gonna depend on the other bad knee to fix the
Yeah.
first one.
But if you haven't got anybody to help you get through it.
Well, you're gonna be crawling around with one or two anyway. So, but anyway, yeah, November 4th.
It's election day.
That is.
And we're gonna be celebrating.
Well, you're having it this year, right? Not next year.
Yeah. Yeah, this coming November.
Yeah, well,
That's 2025.
2025.
Right, that's this year.
Well, midterms are 2026.
Yeah. No,
So
we're-
that's the celebration.
Oh, it must be local elections then.
Yeah,
You're right.
or special.
Shit, I was
special-
hoping that God, we gotta put up with this.
Yeah, we're fucking, it's,
It's somebody that travels through the town, so people make their appointment in advance, but they make their appointment when they have to be here.
Yeah.
And the friend works at the hotel, so she got them two hotel rooms. And they just, did their whole thing and went for their appointment and all went well, but.
And so.
All right, you want me to come over there? This is where I usually sit in my other life. Oh, good. That's what.
Oh, yeah.
You're all sitting way away from, Nick, yeah. He's looking at us, okay, great, he had the seats on the other side. Well, you're the chairman.
We found out we're gonna have Spring Valley, at the Seas College on October 22nd. Great.
Oh, you're saying go recruit.
Yeah, she might not be.
And then Jess resigned, so. Hey, you sound horrible. I know. I'm so sorry you're sick. Yeah. I get. We can handle it. I'll take really marginal notes. That's okay. I'm on medication now. Ellie's sitting there going, don't breathe on me.
We're trying to keep it short.
That would be wonderful. Okay, yes, we can do it. Okay.
Couldn't do it.
Roll call.
Okay, let me.
Ready to start the meeting?
Yes.
Okay, I call the September 4th, 2025 Historic Preservation Commission meeting officially open. Roll call.
Meredith Bullock is absent. Eric Dowd.
Here.
Mark Mahoney. Heather McDonald.
Here.
John Williams. And Kim McGee.
Present.
Okay, approval of the Historic Preservation Commission meeting minutes from last meeting. Are there any corrections, comments? No, no. Is there a motion to approve the minutes as drafted? Yes, no?
Yeah, I'll make that motion.
In a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The minutes have been approved. Are there any items from the citizens not present on the agenda? Either virtually or in the flesh? No. Okay, moving right along. Action items are OTR design guidelines.
Yeah, so get out your calendars. We're gonna sign up for times for First Friday and Potato Days. And then also talk about when our second open house is gonna be. So last time we talked, we sort of agreed on the October 3rd First Friday. And then I think it was John that had the idea to also go to the Potato Days. So October 3rd and 4th. Potato Days is longer, obviously. But yeah, just shout out some times at me so we can see if we can fill the booth with people for, all of the times.
I can do first Friday.
Okay, the whole 2 hours?
Mhm.
Okay, sweet.
I can do the 4th for Potato Days. When we want to do that and how we're going to do that. I was thinking we might share a booth with the Historical Society.
Mhm.
And I forgot to ask those guys about that, but I'm going to be in the Historical Society booth from 12 to 3, so that helps a little bit.
You
I don't
know,
know, is it appropriate for us to email them and see if we can, I don't know if they're gonna go for that, to tell you the truth, but maybe.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't hurt to ask,
Okay,
but if they don't, we could set up our own booth.
okay.
Or
Do we
could
have
see about setting up
booth
our own.
supplies? Do we have whatever we need?
Yeah.
We do? Okay.
we got a
Well, let's
tent,
just set
a
up
tent
right
and
next to
table
it.
and some chairs.
Yeah, let's just set up Preservation Commission right next to the Historical Society. I think that
Do-
would be better.
Do we need a site approval thing from somebody?
Yeah. Yeah, I think Kay already emailed them.
So for First Friday, we're okay. We're on the docket. I can ask Eric for Potato Days. If we can get a table. And Kevin can probably just set one up surreptitiously if needed.
Cool.
But I will check tomorrow and let you know if that's not an option.
For First Friday and Potato Days?
The First Friday is already set. Potato Days is where we'll need to ensure that there's room for a table next to the Historical Society. And I can check with Eric tomorrow.
Eric does Potato Days too?
That's kind of his little thing. Don't make her talk.
Friday is Carbondale Arts.
Okay,
Yeah, don't make Kay talk. Just know she's gonna check on it. And if that doesn't work, I'll talk to those other guys. So who's gonna work with this one at First Friday? I can't because I've got to do a Historical Society thing.
I can't either because I'm getting my retina medicine that day and I'm worthless.
We do need some more people on this
Do.
commission.
Unfortunately, I'll be out of town. I've got a memorial service to attend. I'll be leaving Friday early.
Guess what, Mark?
Awesome.
Anybody know about Meredith's schedule?
We can ask. And she would definitely, if she's here, she would, I'm sure, participate. So I'll send her an email to that effect.
Can you do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And are you looking for people on Potato Day, right?
Oh, you're good. to do it?
Okay.
I was gonna do first Friday.
Okay, sweet.
What was that, Mark?
I'm doing first Friday with them.
Okay.
That's the third.
Potato Day.
We do need a couple more people in
Okay.
this crew.
And then we can't do November 7th, so we're thinking about the 6th, which is fine with me.
Yeah, it would be at the same
Mhm.
time as this meeting. Can
we would-
anyone not attend the November 6th meeting or at our regular time here?
Hmm.
Hmm?
So are we looking for November's?
November 6th. I can be here.
Okay.
That's just the regular schedule.
That's just a regular meeting, right?
Yeah. Yeah, everyone's good there? All right.
And then we had first Friday for a booth, right? The 7th? Or are
Well,
we just doing one?
unfortunately, it's Dia de los Muertos, so it's,
Los Muertos.
yeah.
Gotcha.
Too many other events going on that day and they just don't want to have extra things probably. And
Okay.
we can't do December because that's too late, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
So who's down for potato days?
What time are you gonna work, John?
Potato days. Well, when, I would suggest like 10 to 2 or 3.
I think
Something
that's
like
the whole
that.
day.
That's when potato
So
days
you're
is.
in there.
Oh, here's
The whole day. Hey, there's Meredith.
Yep.
I forgot. I was in a deep. hole
Good, you
of
walked in at
ignorance.
the perfect moment. We need you.
The quorum.
Showed up, we got you signed up for all kinds of stuff.
Oh, I just have a couple clippings, but I also just found, this is what they put in my back. I was doing over my hospital billing. And I got deep in the web of
Oh.
spinal implants.
Well, we're deep in the web of volunteers for
Scheduling right now.
Potato Day.
I got it.
The
I read
booth.
it.
You did. But can you
available?
volunteer?
I'm not on the third.
But you could do in the 4th.
This would be on the 4th.
The fourth, I will probably come back from the cabin. We've got a chinking issue.
Aha.
So it'll be
So-
from 10 to 3 PM. Do you want to sign up for like part of that time? Or the whole day? Like what times do you think you'll be there?
Usually I am a food server, so
Okay.
then a cleanup for after the barbecue.
You know, I'm happy to be there as backup too, so.
At what?
So John, and you said you. could
Potato
do the whole
days.
day.
Yeah, what
No.
hours are you at Potato Day?
Well, when do we help set it up or whatever? What do you want, time you want to set it up?
Probably 10, I think is when it starts.
What?
It starts
Yeah,
at 10.
there's not really much to set up, is there?
Yeah, I think Kevin Schwarzman, our public works director, will have his guys set up. the
So we'll
stuff
set
for
up
us.
at 9 and we can go from 10 to 2.
That's- Should be fine.
Yeah, that sounds right.
That'd be right during lunch. Everybody will be there for food. They can mull around, maybe even 3 instead. I don't know how long people hang out there afterwards.
We could play
It's
it by
about
ear.
11 to 3 is about the peak.
Yeah, 11 to 3. So if we start at 10, that'd be good. I have in the
Let's start
past,
to line up for food. Where is it gonna be by the,
Well, we don't know where it'll be
okay,
right now, but
if it's near the food line, they don't start to line up until 1-ish, or until 11-ish.
So what times will you be there, John? For potato days, the whole time?
Yeah,
Be at the booth?
sure.
All right.
And Meredith will be backup,
I can
right?
be off and on,
Yeah,
Okay.
an hour and then an hour, half an hour off and then an hour on.
Yeah.
Something like
for,
that.
it's an easy commute for
So
you.
the commute is really, really, really difficult.
She lives across the street.
Before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we were working on November's outreach, right?
Yeah, and I think we got yeses around the board, so that can be our date for the second open house. We can just have it here, the
Oh.
second open house, and we will send a second letter like we did last time to OTR property owners, so they know.
Are we inviting everybody on this one? Okay.
Yeah.
So they'll just have it like announced on Facebook and like whatever, the monthly newsletter or something like that.
Sure, we can do that. We can put it in the paper too, if you want.
So during our regular meeting here. Okay, so
And what date are we looking at?
November 6th.
November 7th?
So
6.
It would be the 6th, so it would be in lieu of your regular
Right.
Historic
Yeah.
Preservation Commission meeting. If we
Right.
had business, the commission could meet half an hour early if we have something pressing. But right now, I don't think there's any land use applications for courtesy reviews. So it would just be in lieu of this meeting, which means that we have the room and we don't have to try to go someplace else.
And you're gonna put it in the paper?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay,
Yeah, we should have it in as much notification to the general public as we can.
Are we gonna try to do October, November on the newsletter to let people know?
Sure.
Since we only got what, 12 or 13 people total for just the OTR residents?
What was the other thing? Oh, do you guys want to budget the same amount as last time for food? I think it was $250. Did you think that was, well, okay, in my opinion, it may have been a little bit too much food. But since we're inviting the whole town this
I
time,
think it's gonna be fine this time when we actually have more people. So that's why I was like, we only had 12 or 13 people total, I think.
Including us.
Yeah. Well, I thought a couple of people came in late and then a couple of people left during that time.
I wonder if we could
My-
simplify where it's just like drinks and packs of chips or something that's so easy where we don't even have to think, here's a little snack. String cheese if you want it. You know, like, I think we should just keep it really,
Yeah,
really simple.
I concur.
okay, but same budget. but
Well,
simpler food.
or you could shrink it accordingly
yeah, that
To
was a
your-
bit much.
to
Yeah, I
your,
think, the bill came out to like $170 for that amount. So if we're just doing drinks and, either a few trays of cookies or I think we could, like maybe 75.
Yeah.
Would be, more than sufficient.
yeah, well, let's
Just
say,
something
let's
so
say
simple.
100,
Yeah.
just as a guideline.
Yeah, we're just sticking to the cookie dessert plate variety or whatever.
Wow.
Public.
Oh.
Oh.
I thought we were having a visit from the tree board. Hi, Dan.
A citizen, but they're leaving. Okay, so have we got that figured out?
Yes, the last thing is, let me share my screen on this Zoom. I have a draft for the posters that we can put up at Potato Days and First Friday. that I wanted to get your guys' opinions on. Oh. So here's just a draft. This will be on, what was it, a 24 by 36. So it'll be about this size, maybe a bit smaller, but big map at the front. And then we have some project goals, character study and residents' opinions. This one I wanted to get your opinion on. So it's just a bunch of pictures of structures of merits. And then we got 2 comments during our last open house on the character. And so, you know, it didn't seem like enough to add them. So we could either delete them, or I could go back through our meeting minutes from when you guys talked about the same subject with Susanna, and I could put quotes from you guys in, if you guys were open to that, just to add more, or we could just delete those and have it just be pictures of structures of merits.
I
Well,
would
my-
delete them because it's just cluttering up right now, and let other residents put their input in, not have something right there already written.
Let them think for themselves.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah,
like the
my thought
timeline.
is the district is so eclectic. It would be good to have some newer residences that we feel are successful.
Okay. So not just
Um,
structures of merit?
That we like on Euclid.
But do we need the owner's permission to use these images?
Probably. We also don't have good images or good high quality images of all houses, so we'd have to go out and take those. And yes, we'd need to ask permission.
So why don't you just use 1, 2, 3,
If you give
our
me the-
houses, because
if
then you have
give me the
permission.
addresses for the ones you want to look at, I will go through my stuff and try to give you the
4.
pictures I took like 2 years ago.
Okay.
To be on there too.
What about, yeah, what about ours?
All right, we'll be on there. Cool.
Well, these are all structures of merits, so they've already, given their permission to the town for these types of
Oh,
things.
so you don't have to
So-
worry about those others.
So it should be
Cool.
fine, yeah. I can double check that, but I'm guessing it should be fine.
Yeah, I think that's a good point.
'Cause I have taken pictures in the last 2 or 3 years of every single one. I just need to go through them.
And
This will work.
what's the timeline on the bottom?
Yeah, so that's the project timeline. It just starts from, when we got the grant award, and it goes all the way to April 1st of next year when the guidelines will be complete. So that just, shows the community where we're at in the process. First Friday and Potato Days would be here.
That's actually good for us to see.
I like the timeline.
And then I also included the November 6th open house on here so that people can see at Potato Days and First Friday, the next step.
And what does it say below ideas we are
The next
exploring?
board.
Oh, yeah, this is the next board. It's not complete yet because we don't have the draft guidelines. So I
Right.
want to include the
Gotcha.
language in here. But we know review process will be on here, so I just added that as an example of what it'll look like. And then the rest will be other, aspects of the design guidelines that you guys are undecided on, or, or you think will be a hot topic with the rest of the community. And then I'll put the actual draft language in there, just snippets of it for the parts we deem important. And then at the bottom here, we have like, do you want to read the whole draft? Ask one of the attendants for a printed copy. And then also I'll put QR codes in this box and this one where they can share comments on the Carbondale Connect website.
Hey, Ellie, can you show us the very first page? There was some stuff listed yeah, can you tell us what that says? The bullets? I can see this, the part below it.
Oh, right here?
Yeah, right there. Just, you don't have to read everything, just read the
Yeah.
bold and tell us what it says.
So it's add a new chapter to Carbondale's Historic Preservation Design Guidelines. Update chapter 2 of the design guidelines. Reference any Secretary of the Interior standards. Make it easily understandable for homeowners and designers, and explore code text amendments.
Good.
Explore what?
Code text amendments.
Is there gonna be an RFP going out soon for that, or we're still in the future still?
Well, Susanna will, make recommendations.
Yeah,
to the
but like,
PNC.
weren't you planning to do that for the, development code anyways? Or we were like trying to,
I
just
don't
the text
think so.
amendments, I thought that was gonna be a RFP like in a year or two.
Not that I recall.
I think that since we're starting the public process for ADUs, I think that once that process is done, that will kind of dovetail some of what's going to happen with the design guidelines. And I think then at that point, we can consider how best to cross-reference
Okay.
things. But staff doesn't have time to
Yeah.
do that. And I'm not really sure if a consultant is necessarily needed for that.
Okay.
It'll probably be an in-house process.
Okay.
So is this gonna be a, what, 8.5 by 11 document that's handed out to people as
This will be a big poster, so it'll be 24 by 36.
every page?
About this. Yeah, it'll be two posters. Yeah.
Posters. Okay, and that'll be part of
Unless we
the
need something else.
display on the table,
Yeah,
right?
we have, we
Enough.
can probably put them up on easels.
Yeah, I think the map is most important.
Mhm.
That and the red will really get their attention. I think the finer things could be at a smaller scale as a handout.
Okay.
I was just thinking that maybe we just split off the board where we just have just the map on one.
Mhm.
And then we'll have the project goals so that you can put any more other information that we want to have them participate. So they're not like crowding over one.
Mhm. Yeah.
Is there any language here that spells out that this is all, these are guidelines, yeah.
Yeah, so that'll be the ideas we're exploring. I mean, in this review process, we have different options. So if you zoom in, if you can read the courtesy review and it says, this is how our reviews currently work. And it's, a courtesy process. You have to come in, present, but, the comments and recommendations aren't necessarily required. And then, we have been exploring these other two options, like mandatory or courtesy review with opt-in mandatory with incentives. And, I'm guessing people will be like, absolutely not to the mandatory, but maybe to the courtesy review with opt-in. So, kind of letting them get their opinions out there.
Hmm,
I think it's good.
Okay, other comments?
Yeah, I think,
Your idea of separating the map is.
yeah, we'll
is a
just
good
have
one.
like the horizontal of the map on its separate board, and then you can put everything else on the other two boards. That way it gives them more space to either look at each thing.
Mhm.
Because we don't know how many people are going to show up this
We have
time.
50 people.
I would get that language further up in the,
Well, it's
What
going to
the
be on a
map is
separate
off.
board.
what's that?
It's going to be on a separate board, so that will be the top of the second board or whatever, it's vertical or horizontal. We decide.
Yeah, this second page isn't, is
Yeah,
obviously
the bulk of the
gonna get-
people are not gonna read the fine print.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We just might need to like separate, like, the first part is on one board, the second part will be in another board. You might need to do like 4 boards or something.
Mhm. Are there any other topics that jump out at you guys right now that
well,
we
I
should add
think
to this?
less is more in the public setting. And you want to present the ideas, but not get into the nuances. That would be at maybe the November meeting where we really discuss the specifics. But this is just a general introduction to the public.
Mhm.
And a lot of people will not have the time or take the time to really get into an in-depth. There'll be a few people that'll have you'll have a conversation with, but I doubt very few people actually spend the time to read the finer point on the public street.
Yeah, most people are just gonna be buzzing by, see what that booth's about, just to get a general idea. So, little, very simple, quick bullet points of what we're talking about, what we want comments about, whether they agree or not. And, at the very top, the first of either one or both of those should be kind of big print. This is a courtesy review. Nothing is required other than you showing up. Kind of, have your verbiage for that. But that's what people are gonna wanna make sure they see right off the bat, that there's not a requirement that goes along with this.
But that's part of what we're considering. So that's why she has these options.
Are we considering option 2?
What
Which is,
I can't see it.
it says it's a mandatory review that the comments must be, I'm assuming it says will be incorporated
Yeah.
into the final design.
I
Well,
can- I
have
can
we
take
talked about that?
option 2 out.
Talked about that.
Okay, I'll
Is
take
that
off.
something we want? Because I don't.
No, we're making suggestions to them on their project, just like HCC. And they can listen to it and they can take it or leave it. Basically, there's,
We're just getting the opinion from every single resident. Do they want this as an option, basically?
Yeah, I think that's the correct language.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think, do we want a mandatory?
do they like the idea? That's what we're trying to
Okay.
get from them.
Mandatory approval, it's a mandatory review, but a mandatory approval is something we have not talked about.
I tell you, the more times you say mandatory, the less people are gonna like it.
Yep, yeah. It's a
But-
courtesy review.
All this complaining
The
about not
options.
having any teeth.
Yep.
Well, I know, but we'll just gum them to death.
But I personally like the idea of should we consider a mandatory, approval of a
3
project?
options work really well for public meetings. It gives them an option that they like, one they hate, and one of them they kind of on,
Yeah. I think it'd be nice to have Susanna here to discuss the carrot and stick concepts that she's been thinking about, loosening some of the regulation in balance with mandatory approvals. That I would entertain that, but we're not quite there yet
Yeah.
with the language.
And depending on what's in the draft, I'll put it in bullet points under that option 3. And then one of the things I also wanted to ask underneath that would be, which of these incentives would make you want to opt in? Or would any of these incentives make you want to opt in?
Yeah.
Because it may not be worth it if no one is willing to bite,
Mhm.
so.
Mhm.
But any other topics that you guys can think of right now that should be added?
Not really.
Yeah, and I think, again, less is more here, dealing with the public.
Mhm.
So I think you've covered the bases well.
Is Susanna Reed gonna be able to be at any of these? Like First Friday and Potato Days?
We can ask her. I'm not sure. She should be here next meeting. In early October, so you'll at least see her the day before, and then, yeah, October 2nd.
I thought she would be here at least for the November one, since that is our last public meeting. Or would that be when we have actual guidelines by then, ready?
We'll have it by the 15th of this month.
Okay.
We'll have draft. design guidelines.
'Cause I think once we see the draft guidelines, we might actually want to add a topic or two in there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
You sent the
maybe,
Draft of the posters to us?
yeah, so maybe I can send you, on the 15th, when we get the draft from Susanna, I can send you guys the draft and the draft of these, and you guys can compile your thoughts on both.
Good.
Cool. That's all I have.
Okay. Does any of the commissioners have anything that they would like to bring up?
I do. When I spoke to historic, you know what I'm trying to say? Historical Society. Sorry, I'm tired. And I told them kind of what you told me for the update for the Thompson House. And they said, do you guys know that that money runs out at the end of the year? And I said, yeah, we're trying to put it into our budget. And they're really worried about the weather situation with those windows on the porch. So I just said, okay, I will relay that.
Okay, is that true? I thought that the monies for the Thompson House would roll over to the next fiscal year if they weren't used this year.
Well, typically with the budget, if money is not used, it goes back into the general fund. Unless that money is requested again. So, I would check with Jared because we're madly working on budget right now. Or Ellie can chat with him about making sure that that money is reappropriated for 2026.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm not sure that all the line of ducks are gonna get in a row before the end of our fiscal year. I'm not sure that what qualified contractor requirements are going to be for the, historic preservation and
It'll happen next year.
I'm not sure about my performance.
So do you have
Either.
any opinions about what to do where there's no glass during the snow?
Well,
do you want me to
well,
just go back and tell them, well, good luck, put some cardboard up? Or what?
There's only one window that doesn't have glass and it's got.
And they put a piece of
what's it got?
furniture or
Sheet
something
of
in front of
plywood
it.
over it. But I mean, we can look at some temporary stabilization. Which,
Okay, I'm just wondering, yeah, if you have some ideas on that.
yeah, well, John and I already did some temporary stabilization.
When I was last
On-
there was a gaping hole and then the guys put a piece of furniture or something in front of it.
When were you
So,
there? When?
last month.
Yeah, we should look at it.
I think, yeah, it's worth a look. It's worth a look.
Yeah,
Oh.
we should look at it.
So we can just go get a piece of plexiglass or something and cut it and put it in there
Yeah,
for temporarily.
yeah.
So,
We just need to make sure that that
But,
project
you know,
keeps
we should,
moving.
I got plywood we can put in there to also, plexiglass is gonna cost money.
Yeah. I don't, and I'm not sure if the plans that we put together won't have to go through the federal government review for historic. So I'm unsure of the, the requirements, and I just got back, but I want to get together with Susanna, who knows a lot more about this than
Okay.
I.
Yeah, if you guys will just do something temporary to make sure that it's not snowing in there.
Yeah, yeah.
That would be good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we'll have to reapply for
Yeah.
the money.
So another repair other than the list that you're talking about now is the gate to the west patio. The gate, basically, it's standing up, you gotta pick it up and it's really heavy and it won't close all the way. And so we were discussing having repairs and whether that is part of the fence. It is part of the fence, and whether it would need National Registry review, or is it just something that I can go and fix?
So the way it works, a National Register property is private property. Unless you are applying for a grant, you can do whatever you want with that property. So the town owns the property. You'll need to go through the building permit process, which there is a building permit application for fences.
To fix the gate.
To fix the gate, you will need to make sure you follow protocol with the town of Carbondale. But beyond that, because you're not engaged, you don't have any federal monies or state monies, it's private property. And so you aren't required to do any review.
There you go.
So, can this commission allocate $100 or $150 to get the gate fixed? Is that something that's in our purview?
The building permit application is 45, if I remember right, for a fence. And then I think that you will need to do some sort of drawings to demonstrate what you plan to do. And, I mean, I don't know if there's somebody that can do that. But you need some documentation. It's a building permit
Yeah,
application.
okay,
So you're
And-
gonna have to follow protocol.
right. And then I bring that back to this commission.
I mean, it's town of Carbondale property. I mean, it's not in the OTR, it's not in the HCC. It's a national register, it's not a structure of merit. So, I mean, I think that, this body, nobody's going to disagree with fixing the fence. I mean, if you want to proactively make a motion to approve a fence repair, but the HPC won't necessarily do much with, a larger building permit application to do the remediation work. I mean, that's gonna be qualified people. And and that's the one thing that you do need to know is that, it has to be appropriate for that particular property. If you're gonna fix the gate, it needs to be appropriate. And, you need to make sure that you have qualified people that are doing the repair so that it doesn't get, the integrity doesn't get impacted even more than what it is.
Okay, would Eric Brindlinger or Jared be, who's gonna tell me if I'm qualified or not?
I don't know. I don't know. I think that you need to work with both the town and the historical society so that everyone is on board. So you may need to get a letter from the historical society saying that they approve of this repair before you turn in a building permit.
Well, I think the Historical Society, if I'm not mistaken, is only in charge of the contents of the
So they're
building
in
and not
charge of the contents,
not
but
the building itself.
it would behoove this organization to work with the historical
Correct.
society,
Yeah.
who is sort of the de facto
Yeah.
guardians of that property.
Is the Thompson House a structure of merit?
No,
No.
No,
it's
Why
a
not?
National Register property.
yeah, okay, so that does not trigger our required review. Yeah, okay, that's clear.
Okay, thank you.
Qualified professional basically means somebody that actually repairs fences for historic properties. That's what usually you gotta do, somebody that's actually in the industry that knows what they're doing.
Yeah,
So
well, there's some of us who know what we're doing.
but I know like the state has, the SHPO, they actually had a list, I think, from them where like who they allow when they do grants. So maybe we need to talk to those people and see if,
Now, we just
yeah,
need to
get a
fix,
list of from
we
them.
need to fix the gate.
Yeah, I think that, I mean, I think a case can be made for a local repair, for a local person. I mean, Eric spent how many years just on his, upgrading Big Red? So,
Yeah, I've worked with many historical I'm currently working with two very historical buildings. One is, well, they're both quite interesting, quite frankly, and they're both going well, so.
and Susanna has that contractor that they've worked with too. So I think that can be collaboration. I just think that
Yep.
everybody needs to make sure that everyone is on the same page.
Yep.
So who would be applying for the building permit? The HPC
The town of Carbondale,
applies for its own
Mhm.
building permit?
yep,
It's always the property owner
Ah,
that applies.
that sounds a little complicated.
We can do that, John.
And pays its own fee.
I mean, John and Eric can fill out the building permit application as a courtesy to
Like the
Jared or
representative of the
Eric
property
Friendly.
owner.
But the town is the owner of the property. So that's how they did it for the pool. Other buildings, they're doing it for this building for the roof repair. So that's
I'll
just
go
how
talk
it
to
is.
Eric in the morning.
Yeah, but it does need to be reviewed by town council or at least
Building
informed.
department.
Yeah, yeah, just as a
Official.
line item in their regular meeting, I would think.
For the building permit,
No, for just
the fence permit,
yeah,
it's a building permit application.
yeah.
So Board of Trustees does not review building permits.
It's just
the
like when I
building
built a
official.
fence in my own yard.
Okay,
I filled out the
Okay.
thing, I gave it to Mary, I paid the fee,
okay.
done.
Well, that
But
simplifies
the
it.
point is that Historical Society should probably be on board knowing that's gonna happen,
Yes,
or,
yes,
Supposing it's
that's
gonna
my
happen.
point.
okay.
So much for commissioner comments.
That's all I got.
And there's no staff report?
No, I don't think so.
Okay,
She already gave it.
I don't think of anything.
The new
So-
town manager started, we have a new finance director.
We have staff now.
Yeah. I did get the Spanish translations for the walking tour today. And so I have uploaded them for the Clio to review, do their in-house review before they're published. So hopefully sometime in the next week or so,
Thank
those
you.
should be lined.
That's no small feat.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you.
Copy paste, copy paste.
Still, it takes a while. I mean, it's intricate. Thank you.
Oh.
Okay, anything else? Motion to adjourn is not
We
required.
don't even need a motion.
Yeah, so we just split,
You
right?
just say adjourned.
The meeting is adjourned at
Wow.
6:46. Thank you all, particularly staff.